नमस्कार दोस्तों। कहानी हम सब की में आप सबका प्यार भरा स्वागत है। कैसे हैं आप लोग? उम्मीद करता हूं अच्छे होंगे, अच्छे ही रहना। दोस्तों, पिछली बार हमने डॉक्टर राधाकृष्णन पिल्ले की कहानी का पार्ट 1 देखा था। पिछले भाग में राधा ने हमसे अपने जीवन के बारे में कई सारी बातें शेयर की थी और उन्होंने हमसे कहा था कि एक असली इनहेरिटेंस, सही मायने में धन क्या होता है। उन्होंने हमारे साथ अपनी ऑथर बनने की जर्नी भी शेयर की थी और उस भाग के आखिर में हमने राधा से पूछा था आचार्य चाणक्य का जो पर्सपेक्टिव है स्त्रियों को लेकर के, उनका अपना क्या मत है, उनकी अपनी क्या राय है, ये हमने उनसे पूछा था। तो आइए सुनते हैं इसके जवाब में राधा ने हमसे क्या कहा।
Rather, one more thing, that since we are talking about Acharya Chanakya, there's a lot of, different people have different perception, how they look at the way Acharya Chanakya used to deal with different situations, right? And especially, I remember talking to some women and they said that, there was this kind of biases, what they felt about the way Chanakya used to deal. So what are your thoughts about that, Rather?
A lot of negativity around that. But Chanakya and woman. I also worked on this. In fact, a lot of interviews they asked me this question also.
Correct, yeah.
Was Chanakya against women and all that? I have two takes on that. Take number one, you have to understand woman empowerment is a very different, detailed subject where India's power, or I would say route to strength and power, has been through women. Yeah. In fact, Chanakya respected women so much. For example, many people don't know, if you study the Arthashastra, the king along with his queen has to get the equal pay.
Oh, acha.
So it's there. For example, if you study the salaries, the highest salaries go to the king, which in today's generation we can call a company's chairman, CEO, managing director, whatever.
Correct.
Now think about it, the wife is equally contributing.
Oh.
And we talk about women inclusion today, or financial inclusion of women empowerment and all that. You'll be surprised, Raja को 1,50,000 देते हैं. The currency in those days पड़ा.
Correct.
The queen used to get 1 lakh.
Acha.
Yeah, so and now one step further. Even the Rajmata, that means the king's mother used to get same amount.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that
so? If you look at 3 lakhs, it's divided. The king only gets 1/3. 2 women get it. What are we talking about women empowerment?
So true.
But I always joke this. The movie Bahubali only has got a male name. But who becomes the king is decided by Rajmata Shivagami.
Yeah.
So the joke is that in India, the concept of women empowerment in our generation is from a Western perspective. I mean, we have presidents and prime ministers who have been women.
Yes.
In America, still we don't have a president who's been women till today. Now, I'm not talking about power. Now, this is one part of woman, but the other part which I totally deny, and we should respect that. Certain social norms of that generation allowed women to be subdued for whatever reason. I personally don't believe it. I said that we should neglect.
Correct.
Because there's some social stigmas around it also, and I think every generation has got two responsibilities.
Okay.
Number one, to take forward what is good in the past.
Yes.
And number two, to discontinue what is not good in the past.
Lovely.
So yes, I mean, let's be fair, everything is not relevant. But let me tell you, if there are 6,000 sutras in Arthashastra, or Chanakya Niti, there are 350 sutras, maybe 10-15 of them are not relevant. But the remaining 5,900 and maybe 95 are relevant.
True.
So, there are people who will take that 5 and blow it up. Tell me one society, one country, one culture where there is no problems.
True.
But we can't. But what I'm saying is that be aware of the dark side of our culture. But every generation has to work forward, saying, "ठीक है यार." But we can even look at the other side of it, why women were empowered, how they were empowered. In fact, there's a department, at least 17 departments where women were employed and given senior positions.
Oh.
So, like there's a chapter called Ganika Dhyaksha, Suta Dhyaksha.
Okay.
And Suta means textile thread.
Yes.
The whole industry, can you believe it? 100% women employment.
Oh.
And we had concepts like sexual harassment in workplace, women were safeguarded. They were actually what we call overtime paid for those factory workers.
Right.
I'm talking about 2004 years ago. And now connected to today's generation of women empowerment and factories. Do you know You'll be surprised. Even today, the textile industry is dominated by women.
Yes.
My mother used to
Yes,
work in a
yes,
factory.
yes, yes.
Dominant, matlab, it is not about inclusion. In fact, sometimes I wonder, there is no male requirement. My mother used to work in a garment factory, I remember. And she said, 9 out of 10 people in that particular factory, in fact, her department was 100 out of 100.
Acha.
So what I'm saying is that go back, take the principle. And Chanakya said, if a woman is not financially empowered, please note this, Chanakya said this. If a woman is not financially empowered, actually she's not empowered.
Wow.
So there are dark side which we should be aware of it. At the same time, let's look at the best. And this is the only country in the world, I would say, Bharat Mata, we call it. Now think about it. Bharat is a male gender.
Yes.
Okay? So we call this, the King Bharat and all. But Mata, even for a country, we give feminism.
Correct. Yeah, yeah.
I think the feminism is not just about the gender at the physical level. It's also emotional level.
True.
And that's why even we need to understand that, if you look at the surface level, that okay, he may be against women, but okay, let's deep dive. Okay, what next now? In fact, Chanakya trained the leaders not just to respect women, but think like women.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
So I'll explain. Respecting women is, of course, all that safety and everything. Giving money is also a form of respect. Think like a woman means what? I'll give you an example. How does a woman think? See, the highest achievement for a woman, irrespective of whichever country or generation, is being a mother.
Correct.
And motherhood is not just only physical.
Correct.
You give birth to a child. A lot of emotional aspects to it. So I'll tell you, if you look at working women, even they may be working, one part of the mind is continuously thinking about a child.
Yeah.
And I know this, in fact, my office is full of women.
Acha.
So, in fact, I feel bad if they don't call up their families at least 3-4 times a day.
Oh.
So a lot of people say, work-life balance. Arey, come on, yaar. The child, she's just to give a call in the afternoon and check whether khana khaya kya.
Cool.
I mean, that's so much requirement.
Cool.
Now, how does that apply in leadership? I'll tell you something. Imagine, this is a very emotional thing. Like, my whole country is fed.
Yeah.
So, I think that's the first response. We saw that in COVID.
Correct.
When you have the biggest, wealth with you in bags. Kya fayda? Ghar pe khana aata hai kya?
True.
I think for a leader, that sensitivity to say whether my people are well fed.
Well fed, yes.
That's a feminine quality. So think, feel like a woman. Next step. So I'll tell you, one of the greatest things that we have forgotten is that women have a natural ability to manage wealth. Natural to the extent that we gave her a status called as Srimati.
Yes. Yes.
When a woman gets married, it is not about a girl going to another house. She gets an official status or designation of Shriman and Srimati. Now let me decode it because I love that language Sanskrit. Shri means wealth.
Correct.
Shriman, okay, the male part of it, okay, like the head of the family, okay. But it will be Mati means the wisdom to manage wealth.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So the traditional model, the husband may be a bread earner, but the bread maker is the wife.
Now I am able to connect, वो एक जो तिजोरी की चाबी का जो छल्ला होता है, it is with the Shrimati and not with.
In fact, the Marwadi community still believes that. तुम कमाओ, चाबी मुझे दे दो. And I always say this, the women are so wise about money. 5,000 rupees में भी घर चल सकता है और 5 लाख रुपया भी कम है.
I completely agree. Absolutely right.
So think about now, which woman empowerment are we talking about?
True.
Is it about woman inclusion? Say, okay, 50% of your staff should be women. I said, we had models of 100%. Yeah? Yes. At the same time, you should have mutual respect.
True.
It's not about men and women. It's about, in fact, our culture talks even about transgender.
Absolutely.
We go one step further. Sanskrit is the only language in the world which has got 3 genders. Purusha, Strilinga, and Napusakalinga.
Correct.
I mean, gender for me is okay. And today we're talking about, inclusivity of the transgender. अरे हो गया यार, आगे बढ़ो.
So true, so true.
दोस्तों, राधा की इन बातों ने हमें सोचने पर मजबूर कर दिया. क्या सोचने पर मजबूर किया? देखिए, राधा जिस एरा की बात बता रहे थे, उस एरा में तो एक पुरुष और स्त्री को वैसे ही बिल्कुल समान दर्जा दिया गया था. श्रीमान और श्रीमती अपने अपने रोल के हिसाब से उनका रेस्पेक्ट होता था. तो आज ये हमारे समाज को क्या हो गया है? जहां आज एक नारी को अपने हक के लिए लड़ना पड़ता है, एक ट्रांसजेंडर लड़ रही है, रेस्पेक्ट की बातें हो रही है। ये आज हमारे समाज को क्या हो गया है? हम तो इस देश में रहते हैं जहां हमारे देश की प्रधानमंत्री भी एक स्त्री रह चुकी है और हमारे देश की प्रेसिडेंट भी एक स्त्री है। ये वही देश है जहां हम लक्ष्मी नारायण की बात करते हैं, जहां हम सीताराम की बात करते हैं, जहां हम राधा कृष्ण की बात करते हैं, और हमारा देश भी भारत माता कहलाता है। तो फिर ये फाइट है कहां? हमारा देश पहले से ही बिल्कुल प्रोग्रेसिव देश हुआ करता था, लेकिन बीच में कहीं ना कहीं हम हमारे इस ट्रेडिशन को, हमारे इस कल्चर को भूल गए हैं। तो हमें करना यही है कि हम फिर से हमारी उस पुरानी ट्रेडिशन, हमारे उस कल्चर को याद करें और एक रेस्पेक्टफुल और इंक्लूसिव समाज का पुनर्निर्माण करें। और यही बातें सुनते सुनते मेरे मन में एक और ख्याल आया कि जब आज हम देखते हैं तो हमारे शास्त्रों की, भगवत गीता की, पुराणों की कई सारी बातें लोग कर रहे हैं, तो अचानक ये किस तरह से ये सारी बातें आज फिर हमारे सामने आ रही है? और यही प्रश्न हमने राधा से पूछा। तो आइए सुनते हैं राधा का क्या कहना है।
When we look at Bharat, uh, suddenly, we are seeing since last few years that we are kind of moving back towards understanding and knowing our Shastras. People are talking more about the Shastras. So many places, more awareness now than possibly earlier times. So what is really happening? I mean, where is this coming from? How people are getting, back to our origin and trying to learn things.
So let me use a Sanskrit word here again called as Swadharma.
Right.
Dharma means natural. What is natural to you? India was a country of knowledge,
Right.
always,
Correct.
whichever field.
Hmm.
So for example, if you look at the era from the 1st century to the 4th century BC, it's a very interesting era.
Mhm.
Okay? So we had Vedic culture that is like thousands of years ago,
Yes.
and we can go to pre-millennial years and all those things. I'm not a historian. But in the years between 2400 years ke pehle, that 300-400 years, we created lot of knowledge systems. So that's the period when Arthashastra was written, Kama Sutra was written, Panchatantra was written. And that's a generation that not only perfected it, they did a lot of research, they documented everything.
Right.
And they left physically, but the knowledge system still continues.
Correct.
In fact, I've been a researcher myself. There are so many communities that were created only to carry forward knowledge. Like for example, why does a doctor get married to only a doctor? Or a community say, na, okay, kundli mila ke shaadi karna hai. And of course, that's also not very much acceptable today. People say, let's move ahead beyond communities. But there's a reason for that.
Acha.
Let's say, I am doing a research on medical science or herbs.
Correct.
I have a limited time span of 100 years.
Right.
I do everything. But what happens is that if I get a spouse who is also from the same community, look at the discussions at home.
Yes.
And the woman could add more to a discussion. Okay, herbs ये भी हम लोग kitchen में use कर सकते हैं. So it becomes a knowledge family. Now look at the progeny. They born a family. Now the continuity of the knowledge continues. So the first generation of maybe people who are in the herb field, the children continue, and every generation documents it.
Yes.
And coming back, I've traveled across India, read books of India abroad.
Oh, acha.
So sometimes too much becomes a problem. We don't know how to systematically document. Now it's happening. But I'll tell you, I think I was in one of those universities in USA, and somebody told me, शिवाजी के ऊपर मेरे पास 400 किताबें.
Oh,
and very systematically documented.
unbelievable.
Yeah, so we have a documentation every field. Every field. Only thing we have to go back. Fortunately, if you look at your question of this particular era, we are coming back to what is natural to us, knowledge seeking. And if you just look at, intellectually, there is something in our DNA and our culture that makes us thinkers. Somebody told me Indians can't be fooled easily, but Indians can fool others easily.
Acha.
So the idea is that you can look at things from a very subtle and a different angle. So the idea is that, we have been trained. We are good in mathematics. We are good in arts. We are good in aesthetics. But this culture was there. If you want to go back, you have to just connect to the past. And fortunately, with the political will now, The academic world is also adapting to it. The next generation of parents and children are wanting it. The whole ecosystem coming where Indian all systems is not just about spirituality. Let me tell you that. Otherwise, what happens, Indian wisdom, malega to nirvana moksha.
Yeah.
But one of my spiritual gurus told me, rather stop this. India is not just about nirvana moksha. India is also about material gains.
Yes. Yes.
So dharma, artha, kama, moksha.
बिल्कुल
So of course, without spiritual ways, without dharma, you cannot really enjoy. So ethics and business we are talking about today.
Correct.
But why can't you enjoy the world? See, I'll tell you a lot of people, especially the Western concept. In fact, one of my professor friends in Oxford told me this in England.
Okay.
The concept of guilt and sin came through more a Western culture to India. I mean, we respected sex in this country, and today we don't talk about it. I mean, we documented it in the Kama Sutras. We made temples out of it.
Yes.
And today we don't even talk about what kind of thing. In fact, I've been fighting. When I say fight, I've been suggesting, saying that Kama Sutra should be included in the syllabus.
Okay.
But they're saying, no, such a subject that we can't touch. So don't touch. So there's a joke. Two friends are going to school, and there's a big discussion happening in the school about sex education. And the teachers were not very, openly kaise baat kar sakte. And one child was saying that it doesn't matter whether they teach us sex education or not, we'll educate each other. I was saying, look at this great open culture. Tell me one topic in the world we are not touched.
Yes.
We're still talking about science, we're talking about, okay, there could be something like, aesthetics, all the temple caves and all those things.
Yes.
But look at, I would say, any subject in the world I'm talking about, any subject. Do that matter, saying that, go into things like, I read a very interesting topic now. There's a subject called as how to have 100% concentration.
Acha.
So can you believe this?
Oh.
There's a science of, attention. Today we're talking about attention deficit.
Yes. Yes.
Especially the mobile. Do you know we have a science for that? I'll tell you the science for those who are interested in Google it.
Please.
It is called avadhani.
Avadhani.
There's a profession which actually teaches you through drama, through songs.
Whoa.
So, have you heard about the word called savadhan?
Savadhan.
What does that mean?
Be attentive.
Attentive?
Yes.
Now, how to be attentive? It is not about, hey, beta padhai karo, yeah? Pay attention. That's not a command. It's a process.
Ooh.
And your attention with lot of distraction. Please don't blame the mobile. The only thing parents do is that mobile baaju mein rakho, cable baaju mein rakho. Arey, that's not the point. The point is the lack of attention. Usko focus karo. Mobile is, I would say, internet is a revolution that knowledge can reach a common man.
Yes.
A lot of people who can't reach us are actually watching it. Right?
Absolutely.
But many people don't know this whole wisdom of avadhanis. We lost it.
My God. I mean, this is something that I'm hearing for the first time.
Imagine, we know savadhan.
Yes.
But there's a process of avadhan. And there's a profession who teaches you that. I think all psychologists who are listening who are having this problem should actually Google it.
So how do you get more information about this? What is that process? And because that's something that I think everybody will just latch onto it.
They should.
बहुत जरूरी है.
But if you want, I can give an expert who can teach you this.
Wow, please.
On the next show.
Sure. That will be fabulous. Because I think once you have that, the other day we were discussing and we said that, that's something that's so very important because when we talk about, sun rays, it is the concentration of that ray which can burn things. And that's the power of that concentration. And if you are able to develop that.
Concentration and distraction are two sides of the same coin. You say concentrate. The point is that if there's a distraction, well, again, go back to avadhanis. They actually make you concentrate with distractions.
Acha.
It is not to concentrate. But there will be distractions, right? For example, how they train you, it's something phenomenal. Like I'm concentrating on something, I love something, I want to read a book. Now remember one thing, you have a will to concentrate. But suppose a phone call rings.
Correct.
Distraction,
Correct.
Now what about avadhanis? What they do? There's also another technical word called ashtavadhanis.
Acha.
Simultaneously, they'll give you 8 distractions.
Oh.
And very high distractions. And they'll emotionally disturb you. But still you have to concentrate. So let me give you an example. You're concentrating on something and somebody makes a sound, bang, dhak karke. Can you concentrate? That's only a physical distraction. Somebody would come and say, okay, your mother has just died.
Oh my God.
Now that is not a sound distraction
It's
alone. It's
emotional,
more
yeah.
emotional disturbance.
True.
Can you concentrate?
Absolutely not.
No, and this is not one after another. Simultaneously, you have a bounce board happening, you have an emotional disturbance happening. Somebody would come and distract you with a color. Somebody would
Okay.
distract you with the smell,
Acha.
and then you have to concentrate. I mean, how much level of psychology is involved in this? And they taught it through drama and dance and poetry. So it's not like, learning mathematics as equations, zabardasti. Everybody hates maths, not because, it's a bad subject. We are naturally good in maths, but the way it has been taught. In fact, Avadhanis used to teach concentration through stories. I mean, who will not get interested?
Absolutely.
So I think what we need to come back to your question is that there's so much wisdom out there in this culture. Unfortunately, we were not giving it importance for two reasons. Number one, we are not aware of it.
Yes.
Secondly, our priorities are roti kapda makan. Fortunately for the next generation, where basics are not a problem, please focus on Indian wisdom. And I would say it is not just Indian wisdom; it's global wisdom originating in India.
So true. So true.
दोस्तों, राधा की इन बातों से एक बात तो एस्टैब्लिश हो गई है कि हमारा भारत देश हमेशा से ही ऐसे लोगों से भरा हुआ है जिनको हम ज्ञान के जिज्ञासु, नॉलेज सीकर्स कह सकते हैं। हमारे देश में ही हर एक बात का ओरिजिन हम देख पाते हैं, चाहे वो संगीत हो, चाहे वो आर्किटेक्चर हो, चाहे वो मेडिसिन हो, चाहे वो युद्ध कला हो। जिस भी ज्ञान की हम बात करें, उसका ओरिजिन हमें भारत में ही हमारे शास्त्रों में मिल जाता है। तो फिर ऐसा क्यों होता है कि जब भी आज हम किसी चीज की बात करते हैं तो तुरंत हम वेस्ट की ओर दौड़ लगा देते हैं, मान लो हमारे पास कोई ज्ञान हो ही ना। आज अच्छी बात एक ये हो रही है कि हमारा ये जो ज्ञान है इसको आज डॉक्यूमेंट किया जा रहा है। और हां, ये आपकी और मेरी भी जिम्मेदारी अब बन जाती है कि हमारे पास जो कुछ भी आज हमारा ज्ञान है, जैसे मान लीजिए बहुत सारा पुश्तैनी ज्ञान होता है, हमारे दादा दादी के नुस्खे होते हैं, नाना नानी के नुस्खे होते हैं, संगीत का ज्ञान हमारे पास होता है, हमारे फैमिली में जो बिजनेस चल रहा है उस बिजनेस को किस तरह से रन किया जाता है, इसका हमारा एक अपना ज्ञान होता है। हमारे जो पापा हैं या दादा हैं जिन्होंने चलाया है, उनके पास वो ज्ञान होता है। हमें चाहिए कि हम इस सारे ज्ञान को डॉक्यूमेंट करें ताकि इसे हम हमारी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को पास कर सकें और उन्हें उसका बहुत सारा फायदा हो सके। और एक नई बात आज राधा से हमने सीखी और वो थी अवधानी। देखिए, सावधान तो हम सब ने बहुत सुना होगा, लेकिन ये अवधानी ये एक बहुत ही खास बात है, और खास करके आज के जमाने में जहां हम रह रहे हैं। देखिए, आज जिस वर्ल्ड में हम रह रहे हैं ना, यहां पर बहुत सारा डिस्ट्रैक्शन है। आज एक बच्चा पैदा होता है, वो तो एक डिस्ट्रैक्टेड वर्ल्ड में ही पैदा हो रहा है। टेक्नोलॉजी है और टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से बहुत सारा डिस्ट्रैक्शन। और ये कंप्लेन जो है ना, ये बार बार हम सुनते हैं। हम स्कूल में कंप्लेन सुनते हैं, टीचर्स कहते हैं कि बच्चे बिल्कुल डिस्ट्रैक्टेड हैं, उनका कॉन्सेंट्रेशन नहीं हो पा रहा है। पेरेंट्स से कंप्लेंट्स आती है कि बच्चा पढ़ता नहीं है, ये नहीं करता है, कॉन्सेंट्रेट नहीं, बहुत डिस्ट्रैक्टेड रहता है। कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में देखो तो बॉसेस कंप्लेन करते हैं कि हमारे एम्प्लॉइज डिस्ट्रैक्टेड हैं, उनका ध्यान नहीं लग रहा, कंसंट्रेशन नहीं हो रहा है। ये कंप्लेन बार बार आती है, लेकिन समझने वाली बात यह है कि हम जिस वर्ल्ड में रह रहे हैं उस वर्ल्ड में ये होना ही होना है। टेक्नोलॉजी यहां पर रहेगी, तो हमें क्या करना चाहिए, क्या कर सकते हैं हम? हमें इस डिस्ट्रैक्शंस के साथ ही इस बात को समझना है कि किस तरह से कंसंट्रेशन करना है। और इसके लिए मैं आप सभी दर्शकों से ये आग्रह करूंगा कि आप गूगल कीजिए और अवधानी के बारे में पढ़िए, उसे समझिए और उसे अपने लाइफ में अप्लाई कीजिए, ताकि हम इस डिस्ट्रैक्टफुल वर्ल्ड में भी कंसंट्रेशन के साथ आगे बढ़ते रहें। और दोस्तों, हम ये जानते हैं कि राधा सिर्फ एक ऑथर नहीं है, लेकिन बहुत अलग अलग इंस्टीट्यूशंस के साथ, संस्थाओं के साथ राधा जुड़े हुए हैं। उन्हें आचार्य चाणक्य के अर्थशास्त्र के बारे में बहुत कुछ बातें हैं जो उन्हें सिखा रहे हैं। तो हम उनसे यही जानना चाह रहे थे कि किस तरह से वो ये करते हैं, कौन कौन सी संस्था है जिनके साथ वो जुड़े हैं। तो आइए सुनते हैं राधा क्या कहते हैं।
So apart from rather writing books, you're also associated with various universities. You're also associated with government of our country, for Chanakya's wisdom. So what are those things?
ये तो बोलते ना, अल्लाह देता है तो अल्लाह मेहरबान तो गधा पहला.
अरे नहीं, ऐसे कैसे?
The whole idea is God's grace only. See, I'll tell you, Chanakya is a very interesting word. I always say if you go to a hotel, there is something called a master key. You take that and you can open every door.
Correct, correct.
So Chanakya is relevant. You'll be surprised not only in the corporate world, which I made it, you're trying to use the business sense out of it, you can create wealth out of it, but actual application is in the government. But Chanakya was creating, kings.
Correct.
So the bureaucrats, IAS, IPS officers are trained them. Some of you must have read this in the media also. The army is using a lot of techniques of Chanakya.
Acha, army for their yuddha.
US army is using.
Oh,
I will send you those videos if you want to include. I was surprised, and fortunately, a lot of countries are doing research on application of army workers in their country. I have started that in India also.
acha.
And they are very strategic, their national security things. So many of them doesn't come out. So think about government will be department there.
Yes,
Government is not generally. Politicians are there.
correct.
Now that's only very broad. We are working. We have entered the academic world, as you told me. The school children to university students are doing PhD under me on Arthashastra dimensions. Okay, now that's only academic and political world. Corporate world. Can you believe I'm training? Okay, something very different.
Acha.
And that is actually something surprising to me also. I'm training spiritual organizations, spiritual gurus.
Oh,
I mean, whenever they come to me and say, हमारे जो साधु लोग उनको सिखाओ चाणक्य.
अरे बाप.
I said, what? I should be learning from you, right? No, they say, and it's not one, at least 10-15 major organizations.
Acha.
They come to me and say, हमारे monks की lecture on Chanakya. I said, the Chanakya is respected everywhere, be the spiritual groups. And in fact, in the ISKCON culture, उनके जो founder है प्रभुपाद जी,
जी.
so much wisdom about Chanakya. He calls him Pandit Chanakya.
Acha. Oh, okay.
So it is not just the so-called word. I'll tell you, again, God's grace. I had, in fact, many people who come to me, thanks to my Sanskrit background. They're like we have associations. So let's say, we have HR association,
Correct.
marketing association. There are, Pujari associations.
Acha.
I mean, Pujaris are so much in demand. We look at Pujari, somebody will dress puja and go back.
बिल्कुल.
Especially if you are an NRI. People who are abroad. If you look at festival seasons, there is a lack of Pujari. So tape लगा के सुन लेते.
True. Yes.
I was in Dubai, I remember. Somebody said the biggest demand is for Pujaris who can come home and do Satyarana Puja. मिलते नहीं है. And the problem is that they're stuck with rituals only.
Correct.
But today's generation, you can't do, rituals. Today, I'm training pujaris to look at research.
Acha, you are training these pujaris. Oh.
To do research and then show the rituals. The next generation won't blindly follow it, yeah.
बिल्कुल.
Please understand the difference between Shraddha and Andhashraddha. So I'm training them because they are also not being respected. Imagine those Brahmins used to come home and do pujas. They were Kulagurus. Kulaguru means family guide, family mentor.
Yes.
And today we are just, some rituals. I thought Lakshana de area, udhar bhi bargain. The thing is that for me coming back, I am able to do it because of one thing, and I suggest everybody should do that. Whichever field you select, without knowledge and research, you will never excel in that field.
Absolutely.
You decide your field. It could be medicine, it could be science, it could be engineering. But the day you go into research is when you get new dimensions. I mean, fortunately, I still call myself a student and a researcher of Chanakya.
That's what makes you so humble, Radha. I mean, we keep seeing your photographs and your videos on social media with the governor of Reserve Bank of India and with the prime minister of the country and with so many other people. And, you're still being so humble. I think that's a great virtue that.
God's grace.
Absolutely.
दोस्तों, राधा की इन बातों से एक बात तो यहां पक्की हो जाती है, और वो ये कि हमारे जो शास्त्र है ये आज भी उतने ही रेलेवेंट है। सवाल या प्रश्न सिर्फ ये है कि आज कई बार हमने ये देखा है कि बहुत सारी बातें सिर्फ फॉलो होती है। जैसे रिचुअल्स हुए तो रिचुअल हम करते जाते हैं, लेकिन उन रिचुअल्स के पीछे करने का उनका क्या कारण है इसे समझने की हम कोशिश नहीं करते। लेकिन हमारे शास्त्र तो हमेशा यही कहते थे कि जो कुछ भी आप करो उसे समझकर आप करो। इनफैक्ट मैं यहां तक कहूंगा कि भगवत गीता में भी श्री कृष्ण ने अर्जुन से यही कहा था कि सिर्फ मैं कह रहा हूं इसलिए ये मत करो, अपनी बुद्धि लगाओ, मुझसे प्रश्न पूछो और मैं उसके जवाब दूंगा। अब देखिए, आज की हमारी जो ये यंग जनरेशन है, ये फॉलो करने में बिलीव नहीं करती। ये एक लीडर की तरह सोचती है, ये एक लीडर की तरह काम करती है, और इसीलिए जब हम इनसे कहते हैं ना कि तुम ये करो, तो ये प्रश्न पूछती है कि क्यों हम ये करें। तो हमें चाहिए कि हम रिसर्च करें, हम हमारे शास्त्रों को समझें, और हमारी ये जो नई जनरेशन है ना, उन्हें एक रैशनल दें, हर काम करने के पीछे का एक रैशनल दें। जब ये देंगे तब ये समझ पाएंगे, और हमारी जो ये ट्रेडिशन है, हमारा ये जो कल्चर है, इसे आगे बढ़ाएंगे। हमारे इतिहास में कुछ ऐसे वर्ष निकल गए जहां पर शायद हमें यह सिखाया गया कि जो कहा जाता है बस सिर्फ उसे फॉलो करो, लेकिन आज वक्त बदल चुका है, हमें रिसर्च करने की आवश्यकता है। तो सीखने वाली बात यही है कि हम इस बात को हमेशा ध्यान में रखें कि हम भारतीय हैं और हम बिलोंग करते हैं टू अ लैंड ऑफ थिंकर्स। और इसीलिए जब हमारी नई जनरेशन हमसे कोई सवाल पूछती है, तो हम उन सवालों से ऑफेंड ना हो, बल्कि हम उन्हें उन सवालों के जवाब दें और उन्हें एक लार्जर पर्पस समझाएं। और आखिर में दोस्तों, हमने राधा से ये पूछा कि हमारे दर्शकों को वो क्या संदेश देना चाहेंगे। वैसे हम उनसे और बहुत सारी बातें करना चाहते थे, क्योंकि ये जो वक्त है ना, ये वक्त काफी नहीं है। राधा के पास जो ज्ञान है, उन ज्ञान को समझने के लिए ये वक्त बिल्कुल भी पर्याप्त नहीं है। लेकिन समय का ध्यान रखते हुए हमने उनसे ये प्रश्न पूछा। तो आइए सुनते हैं राधा हम सभी को क्या संदेश देना चाहते हैं।
Like I was saying, there's so much people know you. It's like you're a celebrity today. Yeah. In spite of all this, being so humble, what do you do to remain so humble?
Look at the process also.
What इसका भी process?
Yeah.
All right.
So there's a joke I read somewhere. If you want to look thin, surround yourself with fatter people around you. So if people say I have to go to the gym and all, it's all comparison. So I'll tell you what I do. I surround myself with people who are more knowledgeable than me, who are more famous than me. And then like, तुम खुद को कौन से खेत की मूली हो? So I've written 22 books, but you know there's so many people who have written 100 books. You have a lot of knowledge. Okay, ठीक है, fine. I know so many polymaths. You have to just come to university. I mean, each of them. I'm surrounded by experts.
Yes.
So I'm a director at Bombay University. Right? If you look at other, everybody in their field is a stalwart. Then you feel kya hai? So what I'm saying is that you can say, oh, I got 1 million followers. Wow, great. Celebrity, great. Look at the other guy. He's got 25 million followers. He's okay. But it should not be like being jealous about me. Okay, what does he or she do?
Yeah.
Which is different from me. Collaborate.
Absolutely.
So I think, see, remember one thing. In fact, this is a guidance I got from Mahabharata.
Acha.
Oh, so this is traditional wisdom. There is a question. In fact, Mahabharata is a dialogue. Not only Bhagavad Gita, it's a part of Mahabharata. The whole Mahabharata is a dialogue on lot of topics.
Correct.
And there's a very interesting discussion. I think it is Yudhishthira who asked Bhishma Acharya, or this is Yaksha Prashna, I don't remember the chapter. The question is very profound. Why do successful people fall?
All right.
What a question, right? And it's relevant today also. It's an eternal question.
Correct.
And you know what they told? Because they don't surround themselves with Vriddha Seva. Vriddha means elder, matured, experienced people. Unki seva karo. So what I do is that if somebody is doing very well in that field, maybe chemistry, maybe a scholar, in university that's a big advantage. All HODs, like I'm an HOD of my department.
Correct.
Head of department. Everybody is a scholar. You go there and say, oh my goodness. Okay, they may not know to the whole world. So the process is very simple. Look out for people who are bigger than you in different fields. And उनका सेवा करो.
Wow. So अभी तक तो ये सुना था, I mean that uh, don't be dejected or don't get depressed. Look at people who have less than you. उनको देख के okay, I have so much. I think we have got another perspective today. How to remain humble. Look at people who have more knowledge than you.
Yeah.
And you learn from them.
Absolutely.
सेवा करके.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Amazing. Rather, there's so much that we can keep talking, right? And I think so much of experience that you have, and even if we talk about days altogether, it will not be over. But our viewers would want to learn from you. Everybody wants to become successful. Everybody wants to achieve a lot of things in life. Uh, basis your experience, rather, what is the key message, or what are those key messages that you would want to give to our viewers today?
One message only. Never fight a battle alone. Take some friends along.
Ah,
See, life always becomes a lonely journey because you don't know how to collaborate and work with others. You have to know how to be alone, but don't become lonely. Spend time with yourself, me time, my space. But when you come to the world, you have to understand you require people. And don't feel small when you have to ask for help.
yeah, I think that's very, very important.
A lot of people who get into depression is because they
Yes.
don't like to call up somebody.
Correct.
अरे बात कर लो यार. Just take up a phone and maybe he or she is busy. It's okay. Today, because of digital connection, we are actually losing human connection.
Wow, yes.
So I say, see for example, let's say it's a friend's birthday.
Hmm.
You send a WhatsApp message. Nothing wrong.
Hmm.
Nothing wrong in that. It is your wisdom. But a lot of people don't even call up. We just lift the phone. Maybe the first order he may be busy. And he may be busy and he should be busy. The
Actually, it
success
should
of a
be.
person is that he doesn't lift your phone. But imagine having taken a call. You may be among thousands of people who must have wished on WhatsApp. But at least give a call. I would ideally go to the extent of telling, why don't you go and meet him personally?
Absolutely, I think that's the best thing to do. Yeah.
And one suggestion for all of you, this is one project that I love and I tell my students also. Go and ring the bell. Have you heard about this?
Just go and
Don't even think. We don't even ring the neighbor's bell nowadays. And there was an open culture, village culture, everybody knew each other. There was no policing system required. Security was guaranteed. We don't talk. Use, if there's a time and distance issue, use the technology. I'm not against it. We don't talk nowadays. And over communication doesn't mean connection.
that is also equally true. Yes.
What I'm saying is, please, my final words is use technology. I'm using technology even to promote channel, even my latest book.
Yes.
But the point here is that,
really.
when I give it to you, when I get to say, it's more a human touch, right? And let me tell you, friends, finally, you come back to basics. Human beings require each other. And, since it's the last question, I'll tell you something. I was once with an IPS officer, okay? And he had seen so many people in jails, and some of them who went to the gallows also.
Oh.
Death punishment also. He told me something very interesting. If you've seen movies and all, everybody asks this particular question, तुम्हारी कोई आखिरी इच्छा है क्या?
बिल्कुल.
Now, it is not about jail. Look at any human being, okay? Some grandparents in our family who are aging and all. You know what is every human being's आखिरी इच्छा? It doesn't matter whether in a jail or outside. Any country in the world, they want to meet their close friends and relatives. Isn't it true?
Right. Yeah.
We have seen grandmothers who waited for the sun to come, flow down from maybe a country abroad. They waited for 24 hours. What is Akhri Icha? To meet my children, my grandchildren, my friends. Why wait for the last moment to meet your friends? Why can't you meet friends every single day? I mean, in your 24 hours, you don't have 5 minutes to call up a school friend? Call. WhatsApp groups to bahut hai. Go and meet a teacher. That teacher built you, isn't it? Oh, the teacher may be busy. Let me tell you, if you want to get work done, you're the most busiest person. He will find a way to get it done.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Rather, an absolute pleasure having this chat with you. So much, that we have picked up even today, right? And I'm sure our viewers also would have really loved and enjoyed, your wisdom and your thoughts. Thanks so much for your time. You actually have, made it happen. Like, you're not only saying that you should be, but you have spent time with us. meeting us today. Thanks so much, Radha.
And we want to continue meeting more.
Yes.
Please put in comments whether you want me again.
They would definitely want it, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mani. Thank you.
So about the book.
Yeah. So this is my 22nd book. Fortunately, this also is a bestseller.
Now for us, it's the moment Radha writes a book, it's a bestseller.
And one of my friends telling me, अच्छा, अगर bestseller नहीं होगा तो कुछ गलत है.
Bilkul, absolutely right.
Let me tell you, it's all because I love the readers. About the book, two things. If you look at it, again, as I told from a publisher's demand, I've done so much. He said, today is a generation where you want everything short and quick.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong. So we selected 100 sutras of Chanakya, 100, in fact, a word a century. So now what is happening, the beauty of this book is that you can open any page and read. Any page.
Right.
It's not like you have to start and finish.
All right.
You
So
start.
every page has a sutra. Okay.
Constant. So
Wow.
that's for us.
Wow. Yes.
So you don't even read the whole book. Don't even read the whole chapter. You can just read the line where you get a message.
Fantastic.
And the best part is that every chapter can be read in 1.5 minutes. So today you don't have time. Who wants your time? We want you to just pick up the book. Look at any page. Any page. Now it got you interested?
Yeah.
You read for 1.5 minutes.
Yes.
Now the thing is that if you read for 1.5 minutes, you read for the next 1 hour.
Definitely.
Just yesterday I got a very interesting message. Somebody got this book from Amazon and his mother picked up because of the cover page. Very interesting, right?
Yeah.
Very attractive. क्या है देखते हैं. She finished off the book in 24 hours. And the friend said, my mother is 72 years old and this is the first book she has read after school days. So busy.
Wow.
And she said, please tell the author that I love the book. So if a 72-year-old lady has started reading books again at that age, why can't we read? I keep writing. You also write, but please read this book.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
दोस्तों, यहाँ पर मैं आप लोगों से कुछ एक बहुत सीधे सवाल करने की लिबर्टी ले रहा हूं. सबसे पहले अपना फोन उठाइए और अपने फोन में देखिए कि कितने ऐसे व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स हैं जिनके आप मेंबर हो. अब ये देखिए और बताइए कि ये जितने भी ग्रुप के आप मेंबर हैं, 5 हो, 6 हो, 7 हो, पिछले कुछ महीनों में इनमें से कितने लोगों के साथ आपने बात की है. और इसके साथ पिछले 1 साल में इनमें से कितने लोग हैं जिनको आप पर्सनली मिले हैं. एक और प्रश्न, व्हाट्सएप के साथ साथ हमारे कई सारे अलग अलग सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं, जैसे फेसबुक हुआ, इंस्टाग्राम हुआ, लिंक्डइन हुआ. यहां पर भी आप बहुत सारे लोगों से कनेक्टेड होंगे. उनमें से भी कितने ऐसे लोग हैं जिनके साथ पिछले कुछ महीने में आपकी बात हुई या पिछले 1 साल में पर्सनली आपकी मुलाकात हुई. मेरा यह मानना है कि ऐसे बहुत चंद लोग होंगे जिनके साथ या तो हमारी बात हुई होगी या जिनसे हम पर्सनली मिले होंगे. ये क्या दिखाता है दोस्तों? ये यही दिखाता है कि कहने के लिए तो हम कनेक्टेड हैं, कहने के लिए तो हमारा बहुत बड़ा नेटवर्क है, लेकिन क्या हम सचमुच इनके साथ कनेक्टेड हैं? और इसके साथ साथ ऐसा कितनी बार हुआ है कि जब हमने पूरा एक दिन हमारे फोन को साइड में रख दिया होगा और सिर्फ हमारे घर के परिवार के जो सदस्य हैं उनके साथ या हमारे नेबर्स के साथ बातें की होंगी. मेरा मानना है बहुत कम ऐसा हुआ होगा. तो ये क्या दिखाता है दोस्तों? यही कि हम कनेक्टेड वर्चुअली तो रहते हैं, लेकिन हम किसी से बात नहीं कर पाते, हम किसी से मिल नहीं पाते. और यही बात आज राधा ने हमें सिखाई है. राधा यही कहते हैं कि फोन उठाइए, बात कीजिए, पर्सनली जाइए, मिलिए, और यदि मदद भी मांगनी है तो क्यों हिचकिचाना. राधा यही कहते हैं कि आज जिस जमाने में हम रह रहे हैं ये कंपटीशन का जमाना नहीं है, बल्कि कोलैबोरेशन का जमाना है. और आचार्य चाणक्य ने भी यही सिखाया है कि यदि युद्ध भूमि में आप जा रहे हैं तो चंद लोगों को साथ लेकर चलिए युद्ध जीतने के लिए. तो हमारे इस जीवन के युद्ध में भी हम लोगों को साथ लेकर चलें, यही हमारे लिए सबसे बड़ी आज की सीख है. तो दोस्तों, एक राधा आपके अंदर भी है, एक राधा मेरे अंदर भी है। जरूरत है हमें उसे पहचानने की, और यदि हम ये कर लेते हैं तो ये बन जाएगी आपकी कहानी, ये बन जाएगी मेरी कहानी, और इस तरह से ये बन जाएगी कहानी हम सबकी। दोस्तों, आज का हमारा ये वीडियो यदि आपको पसंद आया है तो इसे लाइक करना बिल्कुल ना भूलें। अपने मित्रों के साथ, अपने परिवार वालों के साथ इस वीडियो को ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर कीजिए। हमारे डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में हमने आपके लिए एक फूड फॉर थॉट लिखा हुआ है। हमारे डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में जाइए, उसे पढ़िए और कमेंट सेक्शन में आपके कमेंट अवश्य लिखिए। और यदि अभी तक आपने हमारे इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो तुरंत इसे सब्सक्राइब करें, बेल आइकन पर क्लिक करें ताकि हमारे नए वीडियोस आप तक तुरंत पहुंच जाए। बहुत जल्द हम आपसे फिर मिलेंगे एक नए रियल लाइफ हीरो के साथ। तब तक के लिए प्लीज टेक गुड केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ। नमस्कार।